Most investors don't lose money because of bad luck. They lose it because they follow noise instead of structure. They chase price. They panic on pullbacks. And when the market moves, they're always a step behind. That's not investing. That's gambling. Do you want to know how I'm up over $2.49 million this year? I use a system, one that tells me when to enter, how to size, and when to cut or add. It's not a guess. It's not a feeling. It's a process. I built it over years. And it works. If you're still jumping in and out of trades with no strategy, this is your wake-up call. Watch what I do next. This is how real execution looks. Most investors believe the hardest part is finding a good stock. It's not. The hardest part is knowing what to do once you find it. When to enter, how much to buy, when to sit tight, when to get out. These decisions separate professionals from gamblers. And they all come down to one thing: execution. Execution has to be based on something more than hope. That's where technical analysis comes in. I'm not talking about drawing random lines or chasing Reddit charts. I'm talking about using price action, volume, confirmation, and momentum signals that tell you when the market is tipping the odds in your favor. That's how I enter trades. That's how I decide whether to scale in or leave it alone. That's how I avoid unnecessary losses. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. If your strategy gives you a clear entry and your size matches your conviction, your wins don't need to be flashy. They need to be repeatable. And if you're still making decisions based on headlines, social media, or what feels right, you're not investing. You're reacting. That's what destroys portfolios. This is why I built my own system, and if you want a free trial, it's on TradingView. The market doesn't care about your opinion. It doesn't care how confident you are. It doesn't reward feelings. It only rewards execution. Enter at the wrong time or size up without confirmation, and the market will punish you. Most investors are too early, too late, or too emotional. That's not a timing issue. That's a process issue. What changes everything is knowing when the odds are in your favor and only acting when they are. That's how I invest. I follow setups. I wait for confirmation. And when the signal hits, I move. This is how I scale in without chasing. This is how I protect capital without hesitation. I'm not relying on instinct. I'm following rules. That's the difference between guessing and compounding. You don't have to use my indicators, but you do need a system. If you're investing without one, you're just handing your money to people who do. Let's go into the technicals. I'll show you exactly what I look for: entry triggers, risk signals, momentum confirmations, and where I add size, and watch closely. We're now looking at my chart setup, and let's start on the left-hand side. This top box right here is the indexes and a few of the stocks that I'm watching. We can see the last price, the net change, the percentage change, and then we've got the short-term trend. We've got none, buy signals just triggered, bull, and we also have bear signals whenever it's bearish. And then we've got the long-term trend. We can see a bunch of bulls, one here with none, and then we've got the sharp signal, and this is something that I really like to watch. So if we look at the SPY right here, we can see down here we just triggered a buy signal, and that corresponds right here with this buy signal. Now if we're looking at the chart here, you can see we've got a really nice upward trend, and you can see we've got a J5 buy signal. This blue arrow right here is another buy signal, and you can see the JR4, different buy signals along the way, and these are good times to initiate a position or to add to a position. Next up, we've got the momentum dream indicator, and this is telling us a lot. It's telling us right now the momentum is down. We are stacked positive. That means that the moving averages that we're tracking are stacked the way we want, so that's good for a bullish market. And then we can see our IV percentile is currently 81%, which is high, and this is a good time to sell options. Then we move down here to my buy-sell indicator. We can see the trend is currently bullish. We are in the buy zone, and we've got a buy alert, which corresponds with this buy signal right here. And now down below, we can see we've got a bunch of different watch lists, and these are the hot stocks that I post every day inside of my Patreon, and these are stocks that have met certain criteria that we definitely want to watch. You can see the same thing here. We've got a recommended trail stop on where to put. We've got buy signals, bull signals. We've got the long-term trend, everything again right here. And one of my favorites are the squeeze. This corresponds with the momentum dream indicator. When we've got momentum squeezes, a signal that I love. And now let's look at our first stock with my indicator. So we're going to drop down and look at Palantir and just the chart. The top here is my percent change indicator, and this is very valuable. We've got the estimated PE ratio, and then we've got the percent change from 1 week all the way out to 2 years, and it's color coded. Red is bad, bright green is good, and the more bright green we have, the better. So over the last week, it's down 0.8%. Over the last month, it's up 13.1%, and over 2 years, a crazy 1,067%. Our average true range is $7.20, which is 4%. And this is telling us how much the stock moves up or down on an average day. Our recommended trail stop is 10%. Our volume is actually down 21%, and that's measuring the last 3 days compared to the previous 30. Then we've got the net income margin, the SPX beta, and something I love is the Sharpe ratio. Anything above a 1 is good. Bright blue, 3.3 is exceptional. Our moving average trend right now, there is none. And then on a buy signal, we've got the J5 early entry day 1. So there will be a stronger buy signal coming later, but if you love the stock, it's telling you it's a potential early entry right now. The J5 trend is currently neutral. And then this is our sizing for how much we want to get into a stock. So if you've got a $10,000 account size and the most you want to risk is 5%, which is $500, it's asking you, will I risk $54 and buy 3 shares for $551? Our target price would be $210.37. Again, the recommended trail stop is 10%, and you can customize all of that inside the indicator. Then we have a risk to reward of 1.5 and our profit per share, $26.81. And if we're looking for a 20% pullback, that would be $152. Now let's go ahead and look at our chart, and we can see we've got different buy signals, the JR4, the J5, then we also have this blue arrow here, and then we can see the trend is color-coded. The green is bullish, the red is bearish. And then if we look at the left here, we've got the volume profile, and this tells us the prices where the most action is happening. So our strongest level of support and resistance is this yellow line right here, which is coming in right around $125 or $26. We can see we also have a lot of support right here at 156, and we're building good support right now at about 180. Coming down to the momentum dream indicator, our momentum is currently negative. That's these red lines right here and the dark blue. Then we're stacked positive, our moving averages. Our IV percentage is 86% and high. It's a good time to sell options. And then if we look at the lower buy sell indicator, we can see the trend is currently bearish and it is reversing and we're in a warning zone. Then my regulars know that we love to buy when we go green on green, and red on red is a warning, and it's a great time not to be buying. And currently we're right now in red on red. Now that we covered the basics with Palantir, we're going to move a little faster. We're looking at Marathon Digital. This is a stock that we love to run the wheel strategy on, and we can see it's been trading in a range for some time. Our low right here is about 14, high is about 20. It's got a potential breakout. We've got very strong support right now at 1578. Coming down to the momentum dream indicator, our momentum is currently positive. We're stacked. It's a great time to sell options, and we are green on green, and we had a buy signal about 5 or 6 days ago right down here, and you can see we've shot up since then. And then if we come down to the buy sell indicator, our trend is bullish and we're in the buy zone. We're now looking at Robinhood, and if you guys have been with me for any amount of time, you know several months ago I called Robinhood. It has shot up and made a lot of us a lot of money. Coming across the percent change indicator, we can see the recommended trail stop is 11%. Our volume right now over the last 3 days is down 42% compared to the previous 30. Our Sharpe ratio is off the hook, and this is our risk reward. This is something I watch and I love. So still a really big opportunity in Robinhood. J5 trend is currently neutral. We did recently pick up a J5 buy signal. Looking at the chart here, our momentum is up. It's again a good time to sell options. And if we look at this, anytime this goes really high, this means we are overextended. Now, one way you can profit on stocks when they're overextended is to sell puts, and I cover that in detail, what to sell, the whys and the hows inside of our Discord. Another thing that we can watch in my indicator is on a bullish run, it's very typical that we get 6 to 10 of these cyan bars. After that, we can expect a pull down. Then on the buy sell indicator, our trend is bullish and we're still in a buy zone. Again, anytime we're red on red, that's a good time to watch and wait. We can see it went sideways. Red on red right here, it went sideways. Green on green, it's going up. We're now looking at Iris Energy, ticker IREN. I like to call it IREN. So here we are on the percent change bar. We can see our recommended trail stop is 18%. So that's a really high trail stop, and that's because this stock is very volatile. Looking at the chart right here, we can see it has shot up. This is what I call too much too fast, expecting a pullback. It is overextended, but if you're looking for a good buy point, one would be when it comes back down to this blue line, which is the 20-day EMA. Over here on the Momentum Dream Indicator, our momentum is positive, and on our buy-sell indicator, we're still bullish and we are in the buy zone. But anytime a stock is this overextended, I'm not looking to buy, but I will consider selling those puts. Again, a great way to go. Or if you're looking to just simply buy the stock, wait for a real strong buy signal, and the strongest ones come near the zero line right here, and that's whenever the Momentum Dream is close to the zero line and our buy-sell indicator. And here you can see we had a buy signal and went green on green. What happened to the stock afterwards? Shot up. We're now looking at ticker NBIS, Nebius Group, and this is a fun chart to look at. First off, we can see a beautiful upward trend. Everything here is bright green, which is something that we love. Recommended trail stop is very high at 16%, and a quick glance down here, and you can see we are definitely overextended, and it is starting to come back. Our momentum is currently down right now and negative, and on our buy-sell indicator, our trend is neutral. But what I want to point out is, remember I said we typically get 6 to 10 bars in this cyan color, and then we get a pullback. So let's look right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, it went up. Then we went red on red, and these dark blue bars are whenever the momentum is fading, and then it went sideways for a while. We were at the zero line. These red lines tell us that we were in a momentum squeeze. We went green on green with a buy signal, and this is when you want to get in, right here, and then boom, it shot up. Now if we come over here, our momentum is currently negative. That's these dark blue bars. It's starting to go down. 2 days ago, we started the red on this one, and I wouldn't be surprised to see red coming up on this one. And now what we want to see is the stock either go sideways like it did, or a little bit of a pullback, pull back down here to the 0 on 0 lines, and then we'll wait for a new signal. And the last stock you want to look at today is going to be Nvidia, and I want to jump right over here to our risk management bar. So let's say your account is $10,000. You want to risk no more than 5%, which is $500. So the question is, will I risk $38 and buy 3 shares for $567? This $38 comes from where you put your trail stop, and that trail stop is 7%. Our target price would be $208.41, risk to reward 1.5, and our profit per share would be $19.13. So if you're a new or seasoned investor, you can set this up, and all of the thinking is almost done for you right here. Looking at the chart, we can see we've got major support right here coming in around $176. So potential buy points would be at the 176, or if it bounces off this 20-day EMA, and we can also be looking for buy signals. And one thing to notice here, notice how it's gone sideways here for almost 2 months. Before we had all kinds of buy signals. Well, my indicators are doing all of the work for us, and we picked up one buy signal here, another buy signal right here. So not that many. And what happened? The stock was going sideways. The indicators know. Now we come down to the Momentum Dream Indicator. Our momentum is up. We can see we had our 6 to 10 bars. Now it's going sideways. Coming on down to our buy sell indicator, our trend is bullish. We are in a buy zone. And again, you just follow the labels and the buy signals. If you're still jumping in and out of trades with no plan, let me ask you this. How's that working out for you? Because here's what happened to one of our members. A year ago, they were stuck. No job, no confidence, struggling to grow a small account. Their words, not mine. They said, I was struggling to add much because I had no job. I made stupid decisions. I lost money. Then something changed. They got serious. They joined the community. Then something changed. They got serious. They joined the community. They followed the strategy. And this month, they just hit a 129% return. They said, I'm not guessing anymore. I'm not buying random stocks off YouTube. Thanks to Jerry and this community, I've been able to hit all-time highs and fix my portfolio. That's not a unicorn story. That's what happens when you stop guessing and start executing. Now you've got 2 options. Option 1, you keep doing what you've been doing. You keep reacting to headlines, following hype, and wondering why nothing changes. You stay stuck. Or option 2, you follow a system. You get clear, you execute with conviction, and you stop treating the market like a slot machine. You've seen the screen. I'm up over $2.49 million this year, and I'm just getting started. Inside my Patreon, you get real-time trade alerts with full breakdowns, entries, exits, and the why behind every move. Daily updates on what's actually moving the markets, not just the headlines. And the momentum strategies I use to scale 7-figure positions with conviction. And access to the most disciplined, execution-focused investor community I've ever seen. Right now, it's $30 a month. That's it. And yet, we've got members doubling their portfolios, fixing their strategy, and finally seeing consistency. It's probably underpriced, but it works. And if you're ready, it's there. But either way, don't say you weren't told.